Hello. Okay. Hi. I'm gonna try and make this really short, or as short as I can, because I am really tired. I've been really tired recently because I worked like basically a week in a row, and I'm actually back at work tomorrow and for the next 4 days in a row. So, yeah, give me some grace. But I've had a couple people ask me how I render skin, so I thought, I'll make like a really shitty tutorial for it, right? Anyways, sketch a web. You want to start off with a sketch. I like to do a fun little thing where I also color it. That's scary. Okay, fuck, I kind of fucked this up. Maybe I do it like this. I like to do this thing where I kind of color my sketch, because I think it'll make it a little easier to paint when we get to that part, but don't really worry about that right now. I tend to use like a dark red or like a dark orange, purple, somewhere around here. Usually around here for warmer undertones, and down around here for cooler undertones. Lev, I would say, has like a kind of warm undertone. It's a little reference. I would say maybe it's neutral, but I would not say he's very pink underneath. Whatever that means. Let me just, give him a little bit of color. Once we have the skin color down, I like to give them a little extra color because it's really easy to, I think, wash out the skin with rendering. So do not be afraid to give them a lot of color. Give her a lot of color, give them a lot of color. I'm talking about Lev, but whoever you are drawing, please give them color, please. As you saw, I like to do it around the cheeks. I like to do it around like the forehead as well, around the jawline, chest, if your character's showing a little bit of that. But if you think it looks like it's too much, like, literally, I'm gonna tell you now, like, it's not. It's really not too much. Also, I want to preface that my Huion pen display, my color configuration is weird and more saturated than my computer, so I think when I'm recording this, it's not gonna be as colorful as it looks to me. I don't really know. I don't know how to fix that, but like I swear that he's colored to me. Okay, there's color, I promise. But once we've got that down, we're actually gonna start like contouring the face, right? You always want to do like a really, really rough contour. I really recommend that you pull up a reference of a facial plane reference. I'll actually grab one up for us. Hold on. Cool, okay, a facial plane is really helpful for if it's your first time, or if you're just getting into semi-realistic rendering or art or whatever. It gives you a really good basic idea of the like facial structure, like where the peaks are, where the dips in the face are, and how it kind of reacts to light as well in this specific reference. But once you kind of have a good understanding of your face planes, you want to just start contouring the face and just adding in those shadows. I don't really have a specific light source in this specific drawing, so I'm doing a very general kind of contour to the face. Okay, a lot of this is sped up, and this is a separate voiceover that I'm doing in my editing software, and by editing software, I literally just mean iMovie, but whatever. Every now and again you'll see me use the blur brush, and it is an amazing tool, but I wouldn't recommend that you rely on it. Try to use it very loosely, or I guess don't depend on it too much because you still want to keep those hard edges, and if you use your blur brush like way too much, you kind of lose those hard edges. So it's really just a way of trying to strike a balance between those soft edges as well as those hard ones. So you have seen that I started doing my highlights, but highlights is pretty basic, basically just on the peaks of the face. Generally it's the same in a lot of scenarios. Obviously this would change if you had a very harsh lighting scene. Here I'm not really doing a super harsh scene, so I've kind of just put them in the generic areas, like on the cheekbone, in the corners of the eye, which is a lot of what a lot of like the Arcane and like Spider-Verse kind of styles do, and also on the forehead there as well. But yeah, now what am I doing now? Okay, oh, I'm doing shadows. So I'm adding some shadows to the face as well, just to give it a bit more, making it look a bit more dynamic. When I do these shadows, I do a bit of bounce light and a bit of ambient occlusion. So that's basically just the thing where you put that kind of bit of like desaturated blue in the shadow area, and airbrush the edges with like a very saturated version or saturated color skin tone, if that makes sense, and that kind of gives it the look of the skin glowing in a way. I don't really exactly know what the scientific reason for like ambient occlusion is, but there is one. I'm really sure there is one. But once you've done that, you can also start blocking in the rest of your face. I'm doing the eyes here. Try to steer away from like a pure white or a pure black, because obviously those tones just aren't something you see in real life. I also like to toggle the layer on and off just to see how well it looks in reference to the original sketch, or how closely it looks in reference to the original sketch, because the sketch to me always looks better than, than like the actual drawing, but at least at first. So yeah. But once you've kind of gotten to a point where you're happy with what everything looks like, I like to put a layer on top of both the sketch and the like the rough coloring underneath, and I start to do a bit of cleanup. So just like rendering on top, really polishing what I've already like roughly done prior, and it helps to make a very polished look, but it does take the longest. I'm back. Okay, yeah, so after a little bit of work, this is kind of what he looks like now. This is kind of where he left off, and literally just keep working on it until you've kind of painted over the entire sketch, or you get to a point where you really like it. I kind of painted over the glasses, so you can't really see that, but you can kind of see how it starts to really evolve once you're no longer confined to the prison cage that is your sketch that you did in like 30 minutes. That's me projecting. But I did use a bit of liquefy here and there to kind of move facial features around, because I realized that it looked like it was not correct. But yeah, just keep adding in those shadows and keep adding in those highlights. And again, don't rely on that blur tool too much. You can see here with the nose, like that is not blurred at all. Like I did not render that basically. Like it's not really that clean. Like it probably needs a little bit more work, but from far away, or like from like when you look at it in its entirety, you can't really tell. And I think that messiness kind of gives it that really nice painterly quality anyway. So don't worry about everything looking super smooth. Like even here, like that is like just like I was just bullshitting. I was like making shit up there. Sometimes it starts to look a bit desaturated, if it does, like, you can always just go in with like an airbrush with, you know, some more color, and just like airbrush it in there. Yeah, that's kind of it, really. One thing I also will say is I really like to view my facial features with shapes a lot. So when I was rendering the eyes there, the way I kind of visualize the bottom lid is almost like a like a box. Like if I just draw sorry, how I kind of visualize this bottom lid here is kind of like a box almost, and it kind of goes out like this, and so that gives me a better idea of how to render that and how to get those shadows in. Like there would probably be some shadow there, and then also shadows underneath, and then this would probably be like the peak, so that's probably where like the highlights would go. And it's just it's so much easier when you break things down like that. Again with the lid there, like that goes in like that, and then it comes back out. And so like your shadows would be there, your highlights might be around up here, maybe a little there, but I wouldn't say it's too strong. And just do that with everything, basically. Like that's basically just how I visualize every single facial feature, and makes it just easier to render. Yeah, just have fun, really. Have fun. Hopefully this helps. I really don't know how much this is going to help, but hopefully it does help somebody. I'm not sure. Happy drawing.